Welcome to Life in Sport. I'm Tariq, and this is where the stories of sport, struggle, and self-discovery come together. Because behind every game, there's a life being lived. Yes, people. So new type of content today. So we're going to a networking event. So Life in Sport has partnered up with Working Football. So a little bit of sponsorship, whatever, where I'm actually going to be hosting one of the panels where I'm going to speak to 3 different people that work in football. So I'm speaking to Matt Shepherd, previous guest on Life in Sport. Check out season 2, episode 1. I'm speaking to someone called Josh Brown, who's a academy analyst at Arsenal. And I'm chatting to James, sorry, I don't know the surname James, but James something. And he's the academy secretary at Leyton Orient, where the event is taking place. So yeah, I thought I'd bring you along and see how it is with the networking and chatting to people. But yeah, we'll see you at the stadium. Yes, people, so I'm off camera now, I'm off vision, but we're walking up to the Leyton Orient Stadium. I think it's called the Bet Right. Because we, Life in Sport, are going to a networking event. What is a networking event? It's an event where you meet a bunch of people and you chat and you get to know. It can be really corporate, it can be really casual, but we're going to the Working Football networking event. So the reason I'm going to this event specifically is because I've got involved in some of the sponsorship. So through that, I'm going to be hosting one of the panels towards the end of the evening. I'm good, man. How you doing? Yeah, man, I'm well. Alright, so we're just getting into the event. We're about to go and sign in. So yeah, networking events, man, they're interesting. It's a chance to meet a lot of professionals. It depends what kind of networking event you go to. I'm going to a football one where there's going to be a lot of people that work at football clubs. So best bit of advice, stay calm, be yourself, and just relax, man. You're here to meet people, and it's kind of like a corporate-y way of saying link up, innit? But yeah, no, we'll be sharing the content and we'll be hosting in a little bit and we'll touch on that, man. Oh, so you got your A for B?
Yeah.
What, that's impressive. That's a tough one to get.
Yeah, no, I did it in Wales. I worked at Sky for the last few years.
Okay. Hopefully tonight will give you some more kind of insight.
Work in football events. Now tonight we're absolutely delighted that you've all joined us here alongside a plethora of brilliant guest speakers that we've got lined up for you. Industry ambassadors as well, all with a wealth of knowledge and experience covering all facets of the beautiful game. So yeah, please do make the most of the wonderful opportunity you will have to network with our special guests, and as ever we send our thanks and appreciation to all of our speakers giving their time and energy to be here with us.
Welcome everyone, thank you for attending, really do appreciate it. I think a year ago, me and Alfie and, I don't know if you was there, Nathan, we was in Cardiff in like a bar for our first event, and now at stadiums like this, and we've got one at Old Trafford in December as well, so it's pretty cool in a year to have really progressed. So like I say, really thank you for coming, for those who want to break into football, but also the people who have given their time, who work in football, 60, 70 hours a week, so thank you for those people tonight. So what do we do at Welcome Football? We help people, career changers, who want to work in my opinion, the best industry in the world. Yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We do these events as well. Like I say, that's who we help. A couple of examples of people who we've helped. These are all on our website. You can check those out in your own time. Theo, who actually is here, where is he? Give me a wave. There he is. So Theo's just landed a role a few weeks ago, straight out of uni, which is great. So well done to Theo. Francisco, who landed a role at Pompey. Alessandra at Chelsea. These are just some of our most recent students. Tom as well, and Callum. Marvin, who we helped from, he was a banker who went into kit and equipment. Rachel, who works down the road at Charlton. Mike, who we helped land a role at Leicester, and Jordan as well. So those are some of my favourite sort of success stories, should I call it, rather than students. So, like I say, we do events. We've done events at Birmingham, at St Andrews, at Portsmouth, Fratton Park. We've done an event in Dubai over the summer, which was really cool. We've been to the Etihad. We've also been to Cardiff, like I say. So, why did I start working football? I was a student quite a few years ago, and I just felt like I wasn't getting as much support as I felt like I needed. You know, it's so competitive, as everyone will tell you, it's super competitive. So, yeah, I felt like people need a little bit more support, which is why I started the business in April 2024. So, everyone here tonight, you love football and you're here to network, to try and grow your network, because in my opinion that can give you a better chance of landing a role, whether it's an opportunity or an introduction or, you know, even like a training ground visit, for example. So if this is your first time at a networking event, hands up if it's anyone's first time at a network. Yeah, cool, quite a few. So again, what my advice would be, like, make the most out of tonight. Relax, have a bevy, there's a bar around the corner, relax, enjoy yourself, talk to people, network with others, and don't sort of leave here tonight wishing that, oh, I wish I sort of spoke to that person, or I wish I spoke to that person. So unfortunately, Jeff Stelling, literally 24 hours ago, messaged me, said that he was ill, so I do apologise if people specifically came to see Jeff. I really, really, really do apologise for that, and I hope he gets better. But we've done a couple of shuffles and we've replaced a few of the panels as well. So our first panel, Lloyd, Tim and Steve, about how to break into football. Our second panel, Leighton Orient, 144 years old, with Mark, Richie and Paul, CEO, head coach and assistant head coach. And our third panel with Tarek, Josh from Arsenal, Matt from Tottenham, and then James. Oh, by the way, can we please have a huge round of applause for our guest speakers who, like I said, give their time tonight.
I've always been in the football industry in my career. I was a student in Liverpool, and I decided it was what I wanted to do if I really could. So I sent my CV and a cover letter to every football club twice, just trying to get my foot in the door. I got a couple of replies. I got a nice email from Crewe, I got a nice email from West Ham, but I got an invite for an interview at Tottenham Hotspur. Any Spurs fans in there? All right, okay. So I got an invite for an interview at Spurs for just admin role on the hospitality team. And this is in the 2013-14 season, so I think AVB had just been sacked. It was Tim Sherwood, Poch, Adebayor, Soldado. It wasn't the massive giant, the brand that Tottenham is now. It was still a very different beast at White Hart Lane. But I think I timed my run there really well, because the new stadium project was really coming into play. We moved to the new offices a few months after I joined there, and the team went from about 30 people to about 400.
Alright, so I've just done a little interview that's going to go on the Working Football page, just talking about my experience with working football, so that was pretty cool. Makes me feel relevant being the one being interviewed. So, yeah, right now one of the panels is going on, and yeah, we're going to do some networking and chat to people.
How are we doing? You okay?
Oh, man. He's a little mohawk, yeah?
I've been wanting to meet this guy since I listened to your podcast.
Is it? Alright, so Daniel, I see you're tracking up in QPR, doing some work in the community. So, what is it you do at QPR at the moment?
So I'm currently a volunteer at QPR. So there's different coaches that work there in terms of with the development pathway and the advanced development pathway of under 2013. So I kind of shadow the coaches that work there. So and help out. I just take notes of how they do their sessions and kind of implement that into my own game. And the end goal is probably to take on a few coaching sessions and lead the coaching sessions that they do, and just help out in general.
Leighton Orient head coach Richie Wellens. Assistant head coach of Leighton Orient Paul Terry.
Evening everyone. Mark Devlin, as you can see from the lovely photo there, the CEO of the football club, and delighted and honoured to be. I've been here about 3.5 years. I definitely didn't get in through playing. My playing career is best passed by, to be honest with you. I'll leave it to these two gents. So I've been at Orient for 3.5 years as CEO, joined from Huddersfield. Previous to that I was 7.5 years at Brentford. About 20 odd years in football, so and seen promotions, seen ups, seen downs, seen smiles on faces, seen grumpy fans. You see a lot of that quite often. So it's a pleasure. I was actually asked earlier whether it's the best job in the world. I'm not sure I can call it the best job in the world, and it has its stresses and strains. And I was listening to Tim and Steve earlier, but I'd certainly it's an honour to work for a football club and to be representative of not only of the club but of the community. And we're really lucky to have these two guys and a squad of players that throw themselves into it, not only on the field, but they're incredibly supportive of it, which often goes unnoticed in amongst all the headlines that football gets from time to time. So, in a nutshell, without boring you too much, James, that's my good self.
I'll keep it a bit shorter than Mark. Paul Terry, assistant head coach here at Leyton Orient, had a playing career, started at, but there I mentioned Charlton. Then went on to play for Dagenham, Leyton Orient, which some people remember, and no booing please. And then was fortunate to come back when Richie got the head coach job here, and he wanted me to come and be his assistant manager. So we've had 3.5, 4 years now. Been very successful so far, but obviously you always want a little bit more, and that's what we're striving to do every day.
Richie Wellens, head coach. I like it more as a manager than head coach. But no, I started playing football at 16, 17, had a career of just over 700 games, just close to 400 games as a manager, so you can imagine I'm 20, 27, 28 years. So played for clubs like Manchester United, Leicester, Doncaster, Ipswich, finished at Shrewsbury and Salford, and then managed 4 or 5 clubs, different reasons why I left. Some good, some not so good. But no, Oldham, Doncaster, Salford, Swindon, and now last 4 years at Leyton Orient. So look forward to any good questions.
Brilliant. Richie, we'll stick with you. So, biggest misconception about working in football? You know, there's probably a lot of coaches here tonight who are on coaching degrees and stuff. So yeah, biggest misconception about working in football, and then we'll ask all 3 of you as well.
I think the biggest misconception is getting into it. Everybody thinks it's really, really difficult to get into it. But if you keep pushing and knocking on doors all the time, and you practice, and you're well educated, and you can fit into a football environment, you're a good person who's willing to communicate and build up good relations, keep knocking the door. And it doesn't matter what, just get in. You might want to be this certain role. I was at Leicester, and John Rudkin, who's now the technical director, he just worked at Football in the Community, doing 14, 15-year-olds. If you fast forward 14 years, he's had an unbelievable journey. He'll have an amazing contract that deals what he's done in football. So my advice is don't think that listen, it is a difficult industry because everybody wants to be in football and work in it. But keep knocking the door down, believe in yourself, and make sure that when you are knocking the door down, you educate and you have the answers. That when you get in there, you then strive to improve.
Paul, anything to add? Your biggest misconception?
I think he's right. Just keep working hard at it, and whatever you can do, no matter what level it is, get out. If you want to be a coach, for instance, go and coach. Doesn't matter what level it is, go and coach. I've done different roles at different clubs, just because I've wanted to be in and around a football club and just waiting for that opportunity to come up. So take what you can, work hard at it, like you said, keep knocking on doors, keep doing the right things, keep working hard, and you will get there in the end.
Biggest misconception, a bit like teachers really, that when it comes to the end of the season, we all have 3 months off in the office. If anything, for the staff behind the scenes, that's actually when it's busier. That's when guys like Steve and what have you put in the finishing touches to budgets. We're sorting out the stadium and things like that. So that's probably the biggest misconception. Yeah, I think it's as the guys have said, it's a great industry to get in. You have got to really keep knocking down doors. I got into it purely by chance. Quick story about how I got in there was I was working for a car rental company in the suburb of Watford. Went to one of these business lunches. and was plonked down beside a complete stranger, and it happened to be a guy called Stuart Timperley, who at the time was chairman of Watford. So no, I'm a massive, football fan, and I tore into him about how I felt football clubs treat their customer base and their fan base. And I was giving it, I'm a Queen's Park Rangers supporter for my sins, and I tore into him about the lack of communication, openness and honesty between boardrooms and fans. I'd written in a few times to the chairman with some suggestions, and as I explained to Stuart, it's quite nice to get a response back, even if it tells you to sod off, but it's quite nice to get a response back. And that's something that's lived with me throughout my career, really. If people email me in, other than when if I really am out of sync, then I do try to respond to everything that comes my way.
How do you stay grounded and maintain a perspective when things are going well and during the highs and lows, basically, if that makes sense? I feel like I butchered it a bit.
Football has a habit of kicking you, and you build the resilience over the years and the years. And I think in terms of me with my players, I try and prep them for when these a couple of years ago, you draw a graph, you hear, this is day one. That's what promotion looks like. It's not like that. It's going up, it's messy. It goes down, it goes up. But to get there, how you deal with these messy moments, how you deal with people down, people up, people injured, people confident as a group is really, really important. But football has a habit of, as soon as you think you've cracked it, you're done. So I think it's important that you have an environment where everybody's trying to learn every day, no matter if it's on the pitch or the social side of it, about each other. I think years of playing. I got asked a really good question. It was actually an argument between myself and Danny Cowley. If some of you don't know him, he manages Colchester at the moment. And the question was, what's the most important thing? 10,000 hours playing, or 10,000 hours teaching in a school, whatever it may be, in terms of being a football manager? I said 10,000 hours playing, because I've lived it, I've smelt it, I know what the players are going through tactically, I knew everything what was being asked of me, whereas a teacher's never been in that environment. But as a player retiring, I'd never teach players. And if you don't teach correctly, you can actually overpower and suffocate your players. So I think over that experience, knowing how to deal with people and players is important for when the moments come that you're down and you're losing. We had, if you look at the league table last year, in the 1st of December, we was 22nd. Fast forward 4 months, there was no better team other than Birmingham, who spent 50 odd million, by the way, just on transfers. There was no other team in the league. We had the same players, nothing had changed. It was the same stage and the same pitch. It's just that we grew, we understand each other's vulnerabilities, and we stayed humble when we won, and we stayed consistent in our messages and what we was carrying out.
So how do you deal, so obviously last season, I don't want to mention it, but obviously you lost in the playoffs. How do you deal with that with the players, and how do you build up on that to the next season?
Yeah, incredibly down for a few days. You can't. Well, I'll talk personally. It's because we really fancied our chances of winning, to be honest with you, and so you're down for a few days. The guys then get a well-earned break. They go off, take their holidays. My job is then to sit down with the staff. Get the, you're going to have ups and downs. So you just need to find a way to be level again, bring everyone back up, allow people to grieve. I know it's only a football match, but allow people to grieve for a couple of days, and then it's back to business, and then we've got a new season to prepare. When these guys come back, we need to make sure the stadium's up, we need to know that the commercial guys are right at it, the retail shop is back up with new stock, and yada yada. It doesn't stop.
Lovely to meet you, man. I was at the last event, I saw you, but I didn't get the chance to chat to you.
I was always asking, who are you going to support when Brentford play QPR? But believe me, for 44 games of the year, I was happy for QPR to win their matches. But the 2 games against Brentford, I needed Brentford to win, because it made my job so much easier. Right? So.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the women's football, because Leyton Orient, the women's pyramid is growing. What's that like? Because obviously the women's pyramid, I think Leyton Orient are
we're tier 7. So we're
tier 7.
So if WSL is tier 1, we're tier 7. So last year we changed it. We got another organisation involved. the daughter of the, so Eastill, who are on the front of our shirt, the owner, his daughter used to be a US national player.
Okay.
So she's come over. She's now playing in the team, and she's brought with her. They changed the structure.
Okay.
They brought with them some really good players. They're older players who have decided that they want to concentrate on working and playing a bit of football. And so at the moment they're smashing the league. I mean, they're through the first round of the FA Cup. They keep winning their games 10, 11, 12-0. So the plan is to get them promoted up the leagues as quickly as possible. Certainly up to Tier 3 as quickly as possible. That's the plan.
The gaps as you go up are quite big. Like the gap between WSL and WSL2 is massive.
It's big. And then between 2 and 3, it's huge.
God, don't even get me started.
And then below 3, it's all...
It's amateurish.
Yeah, it really is.
It's approaching grassroots level, I suppose.
The admin on it is really poor. Really poor. All the money is all concentrated right at the top. You know, it's a real shame. But that's the plan. We want to see our women team. They played here a couple of weeks ago and won a game. So we're trying to embrace them. Well, we played Stevenage live on the TV at 12:30, and then we put the women's game on afterwards at about 4 o'clock.
So you're really like taking it in.
We're trying to embrace everything.
This event's been interesting, man. We've been chatting, been meeting lots of people. I just had a nice conversation with Mark Devlin, CEO of Leyton Orient, West London guy like me, QPR. I'm not a QPR fan, but QPR's my locals. So yeah, no, it was proper cool to chat to him and get his perspective. I showed him the pod, and hopefully he likes it. I was just like talking him through the episodes and that. So I'm hoping he checks it out and likes it. Who knows what the future could hold? But yeah, no, I'm having fun. I had to work for that conversation though. I had to work for that. I was like queuing up with people. I had to work for. I'm out here, man, trying to gain personal subscribers, isn't it? But yeah, like, subscribe, people, man. We're on a little journey, bro. Follow the journey, man. It's interesting. It's getting interesting. But we're gonna get back to it. We're gonna be hosting soon as well, so can't wait to show that. I talk to different people that are involved in sport, so whether it's players, coaches, or player care. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous still, but I can't lie, but I think we'll be alright. I'm just chatting, and I'm not doing anything different, just in front of a few people. But yeah, so obviously I'm going to chat to Josh Brown, Academy Analyst at Arsenal. I got Matt Shepherd, previous guest, Season 2, Episode 1, check it out. Player Care Manager at Tottenham. And then we got James Ogundare, I hope I said that right, Academy Secretary at Leyton Orient. So yeah, we're just going to chat, get them to talk about their careers and get them to share some wisdom with the people.
I do a lot of education
Alright, so we just finished the event, chatted to a lot of people, managed to get some good conversations. Quite a few people heard of the podcast, which was positive, and they liked what they saw. I'm hoping I showed lots of other people the content that we make, but yeah, no, it was sick, man. I really enjoyed it. Keep going out there, keep grinding, keep getting ourselves out there, doing different things. But yeah, big love, people, man. Hopefully we do more content like this. Like, subscribe, comment, big up. See you soon.